Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 3 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 3 math, and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter properties. The lessons we're going to cover today are there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter distributive property. Find the missing factor. Multiply using the distributive property. Solve using properties of multiplication. Rate multiplication and division. Please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I'm on grade 3 math properties. Let's start with the lesson that is multiply using distributive. Use the distributive property to find 6 times 14. Fourteen is equal to 4 plus 10. So it would be 6 times 4 plus 10. So we have to do 6 times 4. And here you have the addition. Then 6 times 10. So 6 times 4 plus 6 times 10. So 6 times 4 is 24. And 6 times 10 is 60. So 60 plus 20 is 84. So 6 times 14 equals 84. Let's just start with the test questions. Use the distributive property of multiplication to find 6 times 11. So we can write 11 as 10 plus 1. 6 times 10 and plus 6 times 1. 6 times 10 is 60 plus 6 times 6. So 60 plus 6 equals 66. Option number 1 is the correct option, that is 66. Use the distributive property of multiplication to find 6 times 13. You need to write 3. So just replace 13 plus 10. So 6 times 10 plus 6 times 2. So 60 plus 12 equals 72. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on. The next lesson is solve using properties of multiplication. Type the missing number. Use the associative property of multiplication 10 times 8 times 9. So to find the missing value, use properties of multiplication to make both sides of the equation look the same. So they both have exactly same numbers, right? You are given all the numbers over here 10 times 8 times 9. Here you are given just 8 times 9. So the missing number is 10 because both the sides must have same numbers. So that is 10 times 8 times 9. Let's just start with the test questions. Find the missing number. 7 equals the missing number times 1. So that is, we are going to use the identity property of multiplication over here. So 7 option number 1 is the correct option. That is 7 times 1. Okay, type the missing number of multiplication. So commutative property states on the both sides the numbers of on the both sides the numbers are same, just the order of multiplication is different. So 9 times 5 equals 5 times 9. Option number 2 is the missing number is 9. Type the missing. Use the commutative property of multiplication. 9 times commutative. In commutative property, both sides the numbers are same, just just the order of multiplication is different. So 9 times 5 equals 5 times 9. The second number is 9. Type the missing number. 9 times 5 equals 5 times. So 9 times 5 equals 5 times 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. Type the missing number. The missing number times 2 equals 2 equals 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. Type the missing number. That is the property of multiplication. That means multiplying any number with 0. The answer is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 0 times 0 equals 0. Type the missing number. That is 10 times 3 times the missing number equals 10 times 3 times 9. So 10 times 3 times 9. Option number 1 is the correct option. The missing number is 9. Type the missing number. 8 plus 1 times 4. 8 times 4 plus 4 times 4. That is 8 times 4 plus 1 times 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Type the missing number. 1 times 8 equals 1 times 8. Option number 1 is the correct option. The missing number is 8. Type the missing number. 5 is equal to 1 times 5. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is solve using relate multiplication and division. If 30 divided by 3 equals 10, then 3 times what number equals 30? That is 3 times 10 equals 30. Option number. The missing number is 10. Let's just start with the test questions. If 30 divided by 3 equals 10, then 3 times what number is 30? So the numbers must be same, just the order of operation is different. 3 times 10 is 30. So the missing number is 10. Option number 1 is the correct option. 10 it is. If 10 times 5 equals 50, then the missing number divided by 10 equals 5. So the missing number is 50. 50 divided by 10 equals 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. For 10 times 5 equals 50, then 50 divided by 10 equals 5. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 50 divided by 10 equals 5. If 80 divided by 8 equals 10, that then 10 times 8 equals, then 10 times 8 equals 80. Option number 1 is the correct option. If 80 divided by 8 equals 10, then 10 times 8 equals, that is 10 times 8 equals 80. Option number 1 is the correct option. 80 it is. If 10 times 2 equals 20, that is 20 divided by 2 equals 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. 20 it is. If 10 times 2 equals 20, then missing number divided by 2 equals 10. That is 20 divided by 2 is 10. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is related addition and multiplication. Which expression equals 3 times 3, 5? So 3 times 5 means you are adding 5 3 times or 3 5 times. That is 5 plus 5 plus 5. Let's just start with the test questions. Which expression equals 4 times 3? So 4 times 3 means you are adding 3 4 times, right? So 4 times 3 is equal to adding 4 3 times, adding 3 4 times. 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. Adding 3 4 times. Option 1 is the correct option. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which expression equals 4 times 3? That is adding 3 4 times. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which expression equals 3 times 3? That is adding 3 times. That is 3 plus 3 plus 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which expression equals That is adding 4 3 times. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 4 times 4 times 4. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which expression equals 3 times 2? That is 2 plus 2 plus 2. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which expression equals 2 times 2? That is adding 2 times. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 2 plus 2. Which expression equals 2 times 4? So 2 times 4 is equal to adding 4 2 times. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which expression equals 2 times 3? That is 3 plus 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which expression equals 3 times 5? That is adding 5 3 times. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 3 math. Chapter we were working on is properties. The lessons we have covered today are distributive property, find the missing factor, multiply using the distributive property, solve using properties of multiplication, relate multiplication and division. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons. You can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you. Or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So any questions, you can please write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye everyone.